What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here to bring you a new series to the channel, something I haven't done before. Seemed kind of fun, so let's play a game. Is it BS or is it legit? So this first video is going to be on Karl-Anthony Towns going to the Golden State Warriors this offseason. Is the rumor BS? Is it all smoke or is it legit? Can it actually happen this offseason? So let's discuss it. So let's get into it, man. Last year, or this time last summer, we was thinking about Rudy Gobert being traded. I did videos on him going to the Raptors, him maybe going to the Pacers, to the Mavericks. Kind of shocked me he went to the Timberwolves, having two 7-footers, or Karl-Anthony Towns 6'11", but him going to the Timberwolves, pairing with Cat, pairing with Russell at the time, who now is a Laker, pairing with Anthony Edwards. It was like, man, a lot of people had it being a bad trade at first. Me personally, I didn't mind it. I think Gobert is criminally underrated. I think he's one of the best defensive players I've ever seen in a game of basketball I've ever seen to this point. But still, a lot of people are definitely right. I was wrong. The fit is terrible. There's no way in the world you should have those two guys playing together. But my idea was, I know Cat will guard the fours, and the fours will bring him out, be on the perimeter. I know that. I thought all the action will funnel in to Rudy, just like the Lakers did. They'll funnel everything in to Anthony Davis, and he'll do his thing there. But it didn't quite work out that way with the Wolves and Gobert. He had a decent year, wasn't up to part of what it was the last few years with the Utah Jazz. So kind of a tough move. They're kind of in a rocky spot. Russell is now gone. Malik Beasley is now gone. They have Conley now. And they had to star Anthony Edwards. So, I think they're going to be stuck with Gobert for a little bit. They definitely are going to be stuck with him. But we all knew as an NBA community, most likely after the season, this disappointing season, the Timberwolves had, that Cat could be traded. A big rumor is him going to the Knicks. That's very possible. The trade, the supposed trade with him, Randall, and I think they said R.J. Barrett. Doesn't sound too bad, but I still wouldn't love the Knicks team either. It's a decent move, but, when Randall is on his A game, he's definitely not on Cat's level, but he's not that far off. And Cat doesn't really bring defense either. So it's like, you're trading kind of for a more consistent version of Julius Randle. So that move to me isn't the best for Cat, but it definitely does upgrade the Knicks by a little tiny bit, in my opinion. But the Warriors' name has been buzzing, especially since at this point in the season, losing in the second round to the Los Angeles Lakers. They didn't look too well. The supporting cast around Steph Curry, the normal names, Clay, Draymond, didn't really play well. The surprising fact that Jordan Poole played terrible the last couple games. Jonathan Kuminga gave you nothing. That leads you to say, hey, how can the Warriors get better? Do they add little small pieces? Do they plug in role players, or do they make a big swing? Try to go for a guy like Bradley Beal. Try to go for some other names as well. I think Cat is the way to go. I think this rumor is legit. I do not call it BS. This rumor is the real deal in my personal opinion. Cat would give you kind of everything you wanted in James Wiseman, except for the defense. He doesn't bring defense, but that's what Draymond's for. So the defensive side of the ball won't be the best. He's a good rebounder, but like I said, if it's a stretch five, he pulled away from the paint, it's a little tough, but you can definitely switch off and put Draymond on the more aggressive or the more perimeter-based forward/center. It depends on who's center. You can definitely put Draymond on them and have it be that way and try to switch things up. But him surrounded by that Warriors team on offense would be devastating. I'm gonna tell you that right now. He's a good passer. He's a great shooter. And I know I've seen some stats lately that's been kind of hinting at Karl-Anthony Towns being the best big man shooter ever. I'm not a real big fan of numbers, but I can definitely see it. He's been lighting up from 3-point line the last couple of years, so I can get it. The stats do say that or point towards that, but like I haven't seen them all the way. I don't care to see the stats anyway. But just looking off the film, looking off what we've seen from Cat with these last 6-7 years since he's been in the NBA, that offense would be scary. And he's give you everything that James Wiseman would on the offensive end, in interior presence. He can go in the paint. He can score in the post. No problem there. He can pass from the post. like I said, a decent passer. He's not a black hole on offense like a guy like Carmelo Anthony. Like who else is a black hole on offense? Can't think of a name, but he's not a black hole. He'll get the ball, pass it, swing it, and in that motion offense, uh, how are you going to guard a pick and roll of Steph Curry and Cat? How are you going to guard and pick a roll of Cat and Draymond Green? Like it's gonna be nasty, So if this does happen, which is realistic, in my opinion, on my BS meter, I think it's on the heavy on the legit side. So how would you guard that? And that's tough for teams to figure out. Cat and Curry pick and roll, Steph and Clay. I mean, Clay and Cat pick and roll, Draymond and Cat pick and roll. Is going to be devastating to me. So for me, a projected trade will look like Jordan Poole, Jonathan Kuminga, Patrick Baldwin Jr., and a 19th overall pick going to Timberwolves. Excuse me. That's not bad. I think the Timberwolves are in need of a quick rebuild, a quick retooling, and you get some guys in there, some youth to pair with Anthony Davis. Poole can light it up. He had a terrible series versus the Lakers, but he can light it up. Jonathan Kuminga, pair him with Davis as well, an athletic wing. Who's ready to shine and show what he has to really offer. I could see him averaging about 15 to 18 his first year if he does go to a team like the Timberwolves and gives you about 25 plus, 22 plus. Jordan Poole around 20, and then Kuminga give you about 15 to 18. I think that's not bad at all. I think that's very logical. So the trade package of Jordan Poole, Jonathan Kuminga, Patrick Baldwin Jr., and 19th overall pick for Cat makes sense to me. That definitely does. So I think it's realistic. I think it could happen. I think it honestly will happen. Not too many stars are available or also fit what the Warriors need. As I said, Cat fit the motion offense perfectly. There are more names out there, Pascal, but you have Draymond, so there's no point in doing that. OG, I don't think Kuminga. Is Kuminga and Poole enough to land OG or Bridges from Brooklyn? I don't know. And a 19th pick, I don't know. Interesting. It's definitely interesting. But I would say Cat would be the guy. And I've been saying from the get go that the Warriors should have traded for. They should have traded Wiseman for a upgrade at that 5 position. I didn't like them getting Gary Payton Jr. back. Oh, excuse me, Gary Payton II. There is a junior, but that's not him. I didn't like them getting Gary Payton II back. I would have preferred them honestly to get back a big man. I had a prediction video on them getting who was it now? Miles Plumlee. Who else in the league still? The Plumlee brother still in the league. I want them to get him. The one with the Clippers. I think that's Mason. Yeah. I think it's Mason. So I had a prediction of them getting Mason Plumlee. I didn't mind that one. Or Jakob Poeltl, who was with the Spurs, now with the Raptors. So that was my prediction around the trade deadline. He went to the Pistons for in that 3-team trade. Yeah. And for some reason, I don't know why they didn't want to get Sadiq Bey back or why they didn't try to get him back. He was the key for me in that 3-team trade with Wiseman going to the Pistons, Sadiq Bey going to the Hawks, and I forgot who the Warriors got back. Was it Gary Payton doing that trade? No, that was with the Blazers. How did they get Gary Payton back? What trade was that? I forgot now, but overall, they should have got Sadiq Bey back. He's a 3-point flamethrower. When he gets hot, he definitely can go cold at certain moments, but I didn't like that either. They should have got, if not get a big man back, if you're going to go guard or forward, you should have got Sadiq Bey instead of Gary Payton II, in my personal opinion. I don't know why you let the Hawks get him, but good move and good win by the Hawks. I think the Pistons got something good in Wiseman. The Warriors just couldn't use him properly. And also he couldn't stay healthy in some portions and some stretches of that run also. So I think this year's the time to get rid of Poole, get rid of Kuminga, keep the core together for 1 more or 2 more years, and you can maximize their potential by bringing in a guy like Cat, who can definitely dominate in certain stretches if Curry's off, if Clay's off. And he's just a threat in general. He's going to open up the paint. When you have Draymond, when you have a Draymond Cat pick and roll, the paint's going to be wide open. So you have Curry can flash to the basket. Steph can flash to the basket. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be special. It's going to be crazy. That offense will be on steroids if on with KD with the Warriors and with Cat with the Warriors, two different animals, two different monsters. But I think their offense could be more potent, more efficient with Cat than with KD, and that's scary. That's the scary part. And like I said, when you give Cat the ball, and in certain instances, Cat can dominate. He definitely can dominate in certain stretches and show. And he's young too. Steph and Clay, Draymond, these guys are 32 plus. Cat, I would guess what 27, 28, 26, 27, 28. So that's scary part. That's the scary part there, man. So that's it for the video, guys. First time doing a BS or legit rumor. And I think this one is legit, and it can be scary for the NBA if it actually does happen. So that's it for the video. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.